Hi, this is Whishup, and this is the first in a video series that I'm going to call Snap Judgments. And I hope that they'll be daily, at least for a while. But anyway, so I want to do a daily reading, but the idea is that I'm going to answer several questions, all with the same card. I'm supplying the questions at first, but I hope that you'll leave questions in the comments. And as long as they don't require me to exhibit, medical or legal advice that I am not qualified to give, I'm happy to make a shot at answering any question using the same one card. So I want to show you how that works and encourage you to do it for yourself, because as you answer big questions and small questions, even just using one card, you enlarge the range of meanings that you have for each card, and you sort of deepen your relationship with the deck that you're using, and you establish kind of a rapport, and that's sort of how you get the sense of personality from each deck. So let me tell you the questions I wrote before I started this, and this is my 5th time doing the video. I really hope it works. You know why no one ever said 5th time is the charm? Because it's not charming at all. Anyway, let's go on. My questions were, what about that strained relationship from the other side? Where has my favorite scarf gone to? What do I not know about this endeavor, meaning snap judgments? Has the spare tire gone flat? Okay, so I'm going to answer those. The first card I pulled in revision 1 of the video was the Two of Cups. So when I thought about a strained relationship, how it feels from the other side, I thought, well, maybe the other person doesn't think it's strained. Maybe to them everything seems fine and dandy. So I probably should find out how they feel about it, because in their sense everything might be harmonious. Maybe I'm the one with the strain and not them. So that was how I answered that question. Where has my favorite scarf gone to? Well, I saw this caduceus here with these twined snakes, sort of the kundalini energy, and I thought, well, maybe my scarf got wrapped up or knotted up somewhere, and that's why I don't see it. It's not draped out long, hanging from a hook or something, and that's why I can't see it, because I've got it sort of balled up or coiled up or rolled up somewhere, which is a possibility. What do I not know about this endeavor, about snap judgments? Well, I don't know how well it's going to be received. I don't know if people are going to groove to it, if they're going to like it, if they're going to, connect to it, if it's going to be useful or attractive to them. Okay. Has my spare tire gone flat? So here's where we stretch out, right? I see the heads here and the dark tops of these cups, which is how it looks in this deck. And this is very grounded, right? So this kind of even looks like it could be blacktop. So I see these as 4 tires, and they're all at approximately the same level. Maybe it's the front tires and the back tires. This 5th, element, if you will, is at a different level than the rest of them are. So I say, yes, the spare tire is flat. It's at a different level of inflation than the other 4 tires. So you go, well, that's kind of a stretch, but that's what this process does for you, so that you can actually find something in anything, because anything can be an oracle if you have a method to read it or the inclination to try to read it. So that's how I read the spare tire question with this one. So let me go to the second card I picked when I did the second version of the video. This is the King of Wands in reverse. And the King of Wands is a very commanding character, obviously. It's a fire element. It's wands, very decisive, bold, can be a little bit egotistical at times. So when I ask myself, what about that strained relationship from the other point of view, because I'm a little concerned about contacting that person and I'm a little afraid what I'm walking into. Well, this would indicate that that person is not feeling so fiery about it. And possibly because the king is very commanding and very decisive, that person hasn't made up their mind about the relationship, so that I'm not walking into a decision that's already made. That person isn't fixed. And in this particular King of Wands, rather than being all the orange and red and the swirling salamanders that we usually see on the back of the card, this is mostly in browns, which really associates it less with the fire and more with the wand itself. This king almost looks like a tree growing up out of a tree. And so that leads me to think of strength and things that are fixed in place and rooted, which also led me to think that maybe the other person's opinion on the situation isn't fixed in place. It isn't deeply rooted. It isn't sort of unchangeable like a giant oak. So that also made me think I should find out what they think about the situation, because their perception may be quite different from mine. So now I say, what do I not know about snap judgments? Well, could be everything, because I'm still pretty new in it. I'm not the king yet. So there's a lot left to learn. Also, I don't know how I'm going to feel about it when I go further along. The king has a lot of experience and wisdom behind him. And because I don't have that wisdom and that experience, I'm not quite sure how to deal with this inspiration. I just had the idea to do this set of videos this morning, so it was definitely an inspiration. And if I got the King of Wands in the upright, I'd go, well, and maybe I know this is a great inspiration. But actually, I don't really know if it's a wonderful inspiration yet. I'm just trying it, and we'll see how it goes. So I'm not exactly the king. I'm a lot more like the page, and that's okay. So the fourth question is, has the spare tire gone flat? Oh, the third question, I forgot to ask about the scarf. Okay, has the spare tire gone flat? Because I think of this as the fire element, of course, and of this King of Wands being a little pumped up maybe with ego, maybe even a little inflated in his ego. When it's in reverse, I think, well, it's probably not inflated. It doesn't have enough of that hot air in it, so the spare tire has gone flat. Where has my favorite scarf gone? Well, when I look at the way this is represented, I'm sorry to make you dizzy, keep spinning this around, but the way this is represented, the throne, this dark back almost looks like it could be a closet, like a closet door. And so when I see it in here, it says, it's not in the closet. I can keep looking in the corners or, if it fell on the floor, but that's not where it is. It's not in the closet, my scarf. Okay, let's go on to the last card. The third card I pulled is the Sun. Now, a lot of people feel that the Sun is such a positive card that even in reverse, it's very positive. And I want to say that every card, based on the context, can be looked at different directions. I'm suddenly noticing how loud my dog is snoring in the background. So I don't know if you can hear her, but she's sort of making this bizarre moaning noise. But she's good. She's just snoring. Anyway, the Sun is upright, and too much sun can burn. Too much sun can be unrelenting. Too much sun and you never get any rest. So even the sun has times when you are ready to see nightfall. So let me ask the questions. What about this strained relationship from the other point of view? Well, the other person may have a much sunnier attitude, or maybe I should go into it with an open-minded attitude, with an optimistic attitude to say, how do you feel about things? With a really sort of forward-looking and friendly point of view, really, even bearing myself, saying honestly, I'm kind of worried about the way things were left, the last time we talked. How are things? And just sort of go bravely with this sort of innocent boldness into the encounter with a good attitude. Because things might be a lot sunnier than I think. Okay, so the next question. Where has my favorite scarf gone to? Well, this thing sort of looks like a scarf, which says maybe I left it someplace obvious. I just can't see it. You know, when you walk past that thing that you're missing like 5 times, but you don't see it. So maybe I balled it up or rolled it up like I thought I did from the Two of Cups, and I put it somewhere. It's somewhere kind of obvious, but because it's not in the closet where I expect it to be, I'm just missing it. My eyes are not seeing it. So I should take another look, really open my eyes wide, or maybe get a flashlight out to look in dark places and see if I can find it. Maybe if it's this card that I'm grooving to, maybe not the King of Wands, but I'm grooving to this one, I go, oh, I should take a flashlight into the closet because I just can't see well enough to see where my scarf is. So the important thing is not that I give the final answer to where my scarf is. It's that if I'm flipping these for myself, I will come up with an answer, and when it is really resonating, you'll know, you'll feel it. You'll feel it in your gut. It'll kind of ring in your head. You'll just have this sense of, oh yeah, I got that message. It's very much like when a friend hears something mentioned that's a joke between you and they give you a wink from across the room and you're like, I got you. I got your message. I know what you're saying. And that's how you can come to feel about your cards, so that when you get that message of whatever kind, you're like, yep, okay, I'm hearing you. Let me finish with this one. What do I not know about snap judgments yet? Well, I'm still pretty new. Again, we have this idea of new things, but maybe I don't know how fast it's going to go. Maybe I don't know how quickly I'm going to get the hang of it. So that could be it, or how much fun it's going to be. Maybe I'm underestimating that. Has the spare tire gone flat? Well, in this case, this is the thing that looks to me like a tire. And I would say, because it's upright, if I want to use upright as yes and reverse as no, which for these readings can be useful, but when you're doing much larger scale intense readings, I don't think it's a terrific idea because it kind of closes conversation. But for these snap judgments, you can think about it that way if you want. Although I frequently find thinking of a reverse also, or leaving open the possibility that it could be yes, but with the delay, yes, but with a glitch, or to a lesser degree rather than absolute no. Those can all be sort of useful ways of thinking about it. Has the spare tire gone flat? Upright. The answer is yes, it's gone flat, but it's not damaged. So as soon as we get it back up to inflation, it'll be serving its job, secure and happy as ever to do its thing. So, okay, that sounds good. So what I'd like to invite you to do is to leave a question. It can be a real question. It can be a made-up question, anything you want, in the comments, and I will answer it along with other questions of my own and questions that I'm just going to find. I'll find advice columns on the internet, and I'll find someone who's asking, my aunt wants to stay with us next month. What should we do? Because I think it's not so much even always the question, it's the process of answering the question that really helps open up your intuition. And so I'm encouraging you to do it for yourself. But I will do a snap judgment tomorrow and hopefully more in the future. So the thing I would say about all this, if this were just a general reading for the day, I kind of like it. Things are in an early stage. It's the 2 out of 10. It's the Sun, which is, near the end of the major arcana, but a very young, reborn character. And the King of Wands, you might think of as an older, more grizzled character. This is a new inspiration. This is something new, but doesn't look bad so far. Anyway, I look forward to hearing what you think about it. Thank you very much for listening to the video. I think the future dailies will be shorter because the concept will be out there, and we'll just see how it goes. And hopefully I won't have to do them 5 times. Anyway, hope you have a wonderful December 7th. Make it great, and I will talk to you tomorrow.